There are a few different ways that landowners can make money from their properties. The first way to make money with land is to lease it to farmers for agriculture. There are many different types of agricultural land leases, such as cash rent leases, crop share leases, and hybrid leases. Depending on what you prefer and negotiate with the farmer that leases your land, you can get paid a fixed amount for the lease, a negotiable percentage of the crop value after the growing season, or a combination of the two. Another way that you can make money from your land is by leasing it for recreational activities such as hiking, skiing, camping, fishing, horseback riding, and hunting. A hunting lease is an agreement between a landowner and a hunter or a group of hunters that allows them to access your property to hunt for a defined period of time. The lease typically specifies the terms of use, such as what type of game can be hunted, when and how long the lease is valid, and any specific rules or regulations that you set. If you are leasing your land for hunting, there are several options for lease payments that you can consider. You can charge on a per acre basis, a per season fee, or per hunt. The price you charge to lease your land to hunters is influenced by factors such as the type and quality of game available on your land, the exclusivity of your property's size and location, available amenities, and the overall management of your property. The third way you can also generate income from your land is by leasing it for events such as festivals and weddings, especially if your property has buildings and amenities. A major benefit of this is that you can charge higher rental fees during peak seasons for a very temporary use of your property. Another way you can make money from your land is by leasing it to carbon credit developers to sell carbon credits. There are various carbon credit programs for forested, non-forested, and agricultural land, but forested properties are the most valuable for carbon credits because trees sequester the most carbon. The fifth way you can make money from your land is by leasing it to renewable energy developers for solar farms, wind farms, battery storage, or EV charging stations. Solar leases are typically long-term, lasting 20 to 40 years on average. Lease rates vary across the country and are completely negotiable with the solar energy developer, but they generally range from $700 to $2,000 per acre per year. The size of your property and its proximity to electrical infrastructure, like transmission lines and substations, greatly influences its suitability for a solar lease. Community solar farms can be 2 to 10 acres, while utility-scale solar farms are typically 25 acres or more. Properties located within 4 miles of a substation and near transmission lines are ideal for solar leases. Leasing your land for a wind farm is another way to make money from your land through renewable energy. Wind leases are also long-term, lasting 20 to 50 years on average. Property owners are typically paid per acre per year or on a per-turbine basis with royalties, but lease rates vary across the country and are completely negotiable with the wind energy developer. Wind turbines require consistent winds, lots of space, and access roads, so large properties 80 acres or more are ideal for wind farms. Like solar leases, the size of your property and its proximity to electrical infrastructure impacts the suitability of your property for a wind lease. With the growth of renewable energy comes the need for energy storage. Energy storage leasing involves allocating land for companies to install large batteries that store excess energy generated from renewable sources. This stored energy can then be released during peak times or when sunlight or wind is inefficient. Small properties, even those under 5 acres, are suitable for battery storage leases. Land located adjacent to substations is ideal. Similarly, the electric vehicle boom has resulted in a need for more EV charging stations. These stations can be placed on properties as small as half an acre, and the leases generally range from 20 to 30 years, but the lease terms are negotiable. Properties located near electrical infrastructure, near cities, along highways, and in areas where people park their cars for extended periods of time like hotels and shopping centers are ideal for EV charging stations. If you own mineral rights, you can lease these rights for mining or oil and gas development to generate income. Mineral rights down to fractions of an acre can be leased, and lease contracts are determined by a presumed amount of resources to be extracted, typically in 5 or 10-year phases, but this is also negotiable. The seventh way to make money with land is through conservation easements. A conservation easement is a voluntary legal agreement that permanently limits the use of the land in order to protect its conservation values. There are payments and tax incentives associated with conservation easements, but landowners should consider this option carefully due to their permanent nature. Agritourism is another way that you can make money from your land. This option is great if you own farmland. Agritourism allows you to open the doors of your property to tourists for activities such as petting zoos, corn mazes, and hayrides. If you own timberland, you can make money by selling timber from your land. This option is profitable but complex, so it's recommended that you work with a licensed forester who can guide you through the entire process to help you get the most value from selling your timber. The type of land that you own, the size of your land, and the location of your land affects what you can do with it to make money. To determine the highest and best use for your property, you can get a free property report on landgate.com. After finding your property on our map, you'll be provided with value index scores for natural and renewable resources. The highest value score is the potential highest and best use for your property. If you are interested in making money from your land after getting your free property report, you can list your property for lease on LandGate's marketplace with no fees, no commissions, and no obligations to accept any offers. You can list for lease for agriculture, renewable energy, mining, recreation, and more, all at no cost.